welcome to episode 5 of Cosmic Crit, a Starfinder actual play podcast. I'm Rebecca, and I play Alendra. I'm solar-powered, not a coward, and socially awkward. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed to the podcast feed, followed us on Facebook and Twitter, and emailed us. We really love getting the chance to talk to you and hear what you like about Cosmic Crit. We want this to be the actual play podcast that people want to listen to, and while I really love it, I think I might be a little biased, and your feedback really helps us to make it even more fun and awesome. And a double thank you to all of you who have left us 5-star reviews on iTunes. That's a super duper helpful way to get more people listening to Cosmic Crit. And really, why would you want to deprive other people of this? So if you're loving Cosmic Crit so far, please take a minute to leave us a review. Also, we're still accepting submissions to our NPC contest, so if you'd like to hear a character of your own design on the podcast, interacting with Alendra and those other guys, check out our website for details at cosmiccrit.com. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy Episode 5, The Hardscrabble Connection.
Last time on Cosmic Crit.
The group met with Sheeran, Starfinder Society representative Chex Mix.
Randy got free liquor.
He seems to think that the gang fight was not an accident.
Well, I guess we're joining the Starfinder Society.
Andis learned a little something special about himself.
We read some paperwork in Kreel's apartment.
We walked in an apartment, we saw some stuff, we left.
Kreel's cousin died in a mining accident?
Everyone say how you think Chesk's name is pronounced. Chicklets.
Check this.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
Cats and kittens, it is time to start another episode, right meow, of Cosmic Crit. My name is Patrick, I'm the GM. To my left is a droid that knows over 3 million forms of communication. Drew 3PO.
Pretty sure my culture's not that high.
To his left is a wizened old hermit that lives beyond the Dune Sea, old Ben Jaberti.
Hey, oh, I see what we're doing. Oh, I get it now. I get it. It's all the Star Wars thing. I get it. Okay.
Can't say that here.
Oh, sorry.
War stars. Sitting directly across from me is a guy that just needs a new power converter from Toshi Station, Miles Walker.
Good evening.
To his left is a princess that thinks you're a little short for a stormtrooper, Rebecca Organa.
Hello.
And last but not least is a scruffy-looking nerf herder, Tyler Solo.
Who you calling Scruffy?
Oh, how are you guys doing? How's everyone doing tonight?
Pretty
Oh,
good.
man.
Delightful.
I almost didn't make it through that intro. It was a bit of a mouthful.
No, it's been a good week. We've had some really great responses to our first couple episodes, and we really appreciate the feedback you guys have been giving us. We have a lot of fun, and I'm glad that everyone seems to be having a good time with us.
This is so weird, but
Absolutely.
The response has been great. People listening are awesome. The people that are already fans of the show, awesome fans. We record this episode like a week in advance, so Drew and Rebecca, how was Dragon Con?
It was awesome as usual.
I presume it was great.
Everyone else, how was Destiny 2? How was that
fantastic?
Game that came out we've been playing all week?
I have trouble when that game comes out, keeping up with Cosmic Crit.
The show ends immediately. It's like, what happened?
Only Alendra is left. Everybody else is
No, wouldn't it be awesome if she's just like narrating the show herself and then rolling for herself so she's her own GM?
Would it be? And then everyone else just sat in the backseat and Alendra drove the spaceship and killed all the bad guys.
Do you guys want to play some Starfinder?
Yes.
Yeah. I have a game prepared for you, which is good because we are playing right now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so let's get back into it. Last time, you all got your marching orders from Chiskisk, the Sheeran member of the Starfinder Society, and Gnak, you didn't feel right digging into the gang members first. So you suggested looking into the dwarf who was murdered himself, Duravor Kreel. Is that right?
Poor Duravor.
Yes.
So remind us all, what is it that you guys found in Kreel's apartment? You went, you got yourself inside, and it was pretty barren, but you found some tasty clues.
Well, we found out some information about Kreel's cousin, who was killed in a mining accident through the Hardscrabble Collective.
Yeah, you found some legal documents on his counter. He is a shareholder in this Hardscrabble Collective, and yeah, you found that his cousin worked with them or for them and was killed in some kind of mining accident. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, and Astral Extractions is the defendant in the case.
Jabert, I think we had Andis found some printouts from a law firm, and it was about a wrongful death suit, a lawsuit between Hardscrabble and this other mining company corporation, Astral Extractions. Her name was Gloretta Kreel, Duravor's cousin.
Yeah. Indeed.
But the to be continued happened after a journal was found in some laundry by, I think, Alindra.
Alindra, yeah, and I really hope that laundry was clean.
Digging through those drawers. No, of course not.
Yeah,
no, you gotta get right in there.
If it was clean, then the data pad has probably been washed, and we could put it in a bag of rice, see if it.
Oh no, it's like a paper
space rice
journal, like a little notebook, and it really just has like mining coordinates and like refinery percentages, and it looks like a work notebook, something he might have had on him when he was working out in the Hardscrabble. One more thing we found out was Miles, your character, had the ability to do some recollection for Astral Extractions. Your character, who's all about taking down the man, knows it's this huge, large mega corporation, AE Astral Extractions, and it uses a ton of subcontractors like the Hardscrabble Collective to kind of do their dirty work. Well, they're more like the funders, the expedition money men, and they like lease and buy equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, right now, what it kind of, and I'm connecting faraway dots here, but what it seems to me that is possible is, maybe our buddy Kreel was digging around where he wasn't supposed to, and this Astral Extractions hired these two different gangs to kind of be at the right place at the right time, because they already knew that Kreel was coming in. So I think we should probably figure out if there are any connections between Astral Extractions and the Downside Kings and the Level 21 crew.
Right. And so you have a couple of things you can look into. You've got the gangs, and you've got the mining corporations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So do you guys want to do some culture checks, see what you know about these organizations? And
would love to.
Call them out.
All right. Knack would like to do a culture check to see what he knows about the Downside Kings.
Okay, yeah.
So I have rolled a 25.
Jeez.
Natural
20 right out the gate.
And that is without my D6 expertise die, which I'm sorry. I can use my expertise die, but if it's a check to the criminal underworld, all of those are -5 to their check against.
DC.
Yeah.
They're DCs.
So effectively a 30, huh?
That's pretty
Yes.
dope. It's awful that it was wasted on this roll, because you can only recall, what you know about them, but just about everything out there on the street about the Downside Kings. They are a brutal gang. They're like one of the worst of the worst. Really high turnover, as people are always sniping at each other and taking the crown, as it were, for themselves. They do all kinds of illegal activities, wet work and murder for hire, kidnapping, just real awful stuff. And they're one of those gangs that you've definitely tried to steer clear from, because they're kind of volatile. They deal in drugs and a lot of illicit stuff.
They get their hands a little too dirty for me.
Yeah, that sounds like the perfect kind of gang to hire to do some kind of set up assassination stuff that this possibly could have been.
Although it didn't seem like either of the two gangs knew that's what was happening.
Yeah, it's very possible that the gangs themselves were just set up.
Yeah, the things
Yeah,
about.
can we learn a little about level 21? I wonder how they differ.
Let me see if I can think of anything for the level 21 crew. Let me check my facts. All right, so I'm doing a culture check. Gnak is doing a culture check to let's see what he learns about the level 21 crew? 29 crew. 21 crew, excuse me.
Don't give them 8 more points.
I have rolled a 16. I think I want to roll my expertise die on top of that as well.
I mean, I would all the time. That expertise die is so nice.
And it was a 1. So a 17 overall. However, again, underworld, so I get a +5 to that.
Yeah, so just recalling it, I don't know if you've ever worked with them before. They're a gang and they do, smuggling and fencing and all kinds of, racketeering kind of jobs around the station. But they really kind of contain themselves to level 21 of the spike. So it was definitely odd. The first thing you thought of when you saw them fighting in Dock 94 is like, what's level 21 doing up here? One other thing that you know about the level 21 crew is you're pretty sure the current leader is Ysoki, someone that you've not necessarily met before, but you know of them by reputation. Maybe someone you might have some pull with.
So I think kind of putting everything together, maybe Edrass would say to the group, we have a few paths we could possibly go down, it seems. We can confront these gangs correctly, or maybe ask a few questions about these corporations that our friend Kreel was supposedly involved with. How we tackle them and in what order, we should probably put to a vote or figure out.
It is still, I'll remind you, kind of earlier in the day. It's maybe a few hours after midday.
To reiterate what Gnak said, I feel like they're small potatoes. They're not going to be getting involved in something like this. And it's very possible that if any part of Astral Extractions was involved, they may have hired both gangs, not caring that they were rivals or might have had a skirmish. So they might have hired them both to do the same job, and they came across one another.
So, Raimi, you just know the corporate culture. They will hire all kinds of muscle to do, dirty work, basically, to crack heads and intimidate people, and whether it's a gang or, private soldiers, mercenaries, the corporations that exist in the pack worlds are almost as strong as some planetary governments.
It's also possible that they hired both gangs knowing that they would both be involved in the same fight so that they could kill Kreel with make it look like an accident.
Shoot out.
Yeah, and I think that's what Edrass is thinking. I think if we were to go down and confront the gangs and get proof that they were hired by this corporation, because eventually, if we were going to level, any accusations at this corporation, we should have proof that they hired these gangs or information that we get directly from the gang.
My feeling is there won't be any sort of contract or anything. It'll be a cash deal. These guys aren't going to be, employees. So I feel like if we go that route, we might end up losing time. Whereas if we go straight, looking for members associated with the corporation, if we I want to do a culture check to see if Raimi knew of anyone affiliated or connected to astral projections at Absalom Station.
I have
extractions.
I have an idea while you're rolling that check as well. It's possible we might be able to go down. I'm not going to say bust a few heads amongst some of these crew, but let's say we let it slip to maybe a capo or some one of the higher level members that, I think this corporation might have hired you and another crew to fight each other. So your people's bodies, the lives of your compatriots are on their dime on both sides of things. We might be able to play them against the corporation to get them to give up information.
Even though
that's
it was Edrass that killed half of them.
We don't need to get into that.
Raimi's gonna roll on culture.
That's a good question. Which did we kill all of the members of one of the death squads?
We killed all of the members of both of the death squads.
No. There was a single guy that got away on both sides, actually, level 21 and downside.
Maybe we want to not. Maybe we want to not go down that crew, that crew yet.
I think we're gonna. So I mean, just my thinking, not only as as Edrass is probably thinking the same thing, but also just me as a player is just eventually. I mean, we're gonna have to confront these gangs. It's just my thought. I mean, we can check out these corporations, but they're already tied up in a suit. I doubt that. I mean, I can't imagine anything that we're gonna say that's going to get them to release information.
I don't think
I hired a
be
gang to
talking.
assassinate a guy.
It's early in the day. We might be able to get in to see somebody in these corporations, or at least see if we can get Raimi to a computer to see what we can figure out. Raimi, do you know anything about astral extractions that might help us?
As far as the company itself, they're one of the bigger ones. They have their fingers in many pies. They have shell corporations upon shell corporations, and I know that the company that they were using, that was it, Kreel's cousin died.
Loretta.
Hardscrabble.
Loretta. So she died, in a mining accident, and you've read through the paperwork from the lawyers. And the main thing that Hardscrabble Collective was arguing for their lawyers was that there were unsafe conditions, and that was, because Astral Extractions was cutting corners, or maybe didn't do everything they could to keep up like maintenance on the equipment, and it was basically a wrongful death suit.
Yeah, and it's making more and more sense as to why the Starfighter Society asked me, because they know these kind of cases are my bread and butter. I don't know why they didn't out and say it, but
so I will say that this team, while helped brought together by the fixer Blex Forben, it was actually requested by Durvor Kreel.
Oh.
I mean, he was going to be your trainer. He was the one shepherding you into the society. All five.
Interesting.
So it's probably very likely that this is exactly what he wanted us to investigate. So, I mean, I would agree. I would agree with Gnak. I would agree with Drew here that there's still daylight. I think if this is Raimi and Gnak's bread and butter, let's check out the corporations and see what they're saying before heading down into less savory territory.
Can we
what
do
exactly are you hoping to ask the corporations? I just feel like we have far less leverage with them than we would with these gang members that we defeated. They probably are very intimidated by us. Add to that the fact that the level 21 crew has an Ysoki leader, and Gnak could potentially have some leverage there, some influence. I'm just not sure why, what are we hoping to glean from the corporations?
Well, I agree with Alindra here. Mm-hmm. This seems to be a case where we need to tread with caution before we start to level accusations at powerful interests.
Andis, why don't you give me a computer's check to see if you can't find out some information? It's very easy to find astral extractions. They actually have 24 phone computers. Astral Extractions has a publicly listed address, a few floors of an office building, a spire, the Blue Spire downtown. But Hardscrabble Collective is actually, it seems very difficult to get a hold of. They do not have an office on Absalom Station. They have like a home office back on a planetoid in the diaspora, but they do have a representative in the Armada. They have like a representative ship in the fleet that kind of surrounds Absalom Station. So, I mean, you can, with that 24 computers check, track this ship down and just send them a vid, call them on the phone.
Okay.
So, I mean, that would be something you can do most anytime, but a fast investigation if you want to talk to someone at Hardscrabble.
All right, so if we just wanted to reach out and just like open a line and just get a quick statement from them, we could do that.
Yeah, find out. I mean, you can dig up some information if you want. So is that what you would like to do?
I think that would be especially smart because it is unlikely that they know of Kreel's demise, and since he was involved in the company, it might be something that if we make them aware, it could rattle a cage or two.
I say we see what we can discover before we reveal our trump card, if you will. Just to make sure that we hang on to as much information as we can until we need to use it.
Correct. The gangs are unlikely to report back to their patrons that there has been an issue since Kreel was in fact eliminated, if that is what is happening here.
I have another option that we might be able to use. I have on my person a vocal modulator, so I can sound like someone that I have heard speaking before. I believe. Might need a rules check on that. Could we do?
I mean, that's the basis of what it does, but it will be a video chat if you want to.
What's you gonna say
to the ship?
I was gonna say, could we do an audio only? I could pretend to be Creel and see what information we can get.
I don't even know if we've heard Creel talk.
Can we go get Creel's body and then just string up like a sort of like puppet system?
Yes,
and,
this
you
is a
talk
great
behind
idea.
him. Yes, this is very good.
How about you just put one of these into effect and we get to?
All right,
let's just call them. We'll find out what they know.
All right, I patched them through.
Yeah, so it's a dwarven miner named Lurgs who handles contracts and talking to people for the Hardscrabble. And he's out in the Armada, like I said. It is 5 creds to make this vid call.
Well, that. Oh. Pronk that.
Whew. Yeah, 5 creds. If you all chipped in, it would be 1 cred each. Just like
I'll call the 5 creds.
Subtracting 5 creds from his sheet. Raimi taps his cred stick on the data terminal, and yeah, you're able to pull up his, you track down his ship, the Starhammer, and you get him on the line, and, a very dirty dwarf in coveralls comes on. He's, you've reached Lurg's Meteor Fist. If you can find it, I can mine it.
By the way, when Raimi taps his cred stick, Andis looks at him very apologetically. He's okay. Very, very sorry that Raimi had to pay any money for this. It is a travesty.
I don't
collect calls, am I right?
Don't understand Andis's aversion to spending money, but I like it. So you've reached Lurg's Meteor Fist. Who's chatting him up?
Lurg, buddy, pal, friend.
Yeah, who's this?
This is Blip Hardcastle. I'm looking to do some mining work, and I wondered. I've heard some maybe off the record stuff about your organization lately, and I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay, and maybe there's not something that we could do to help you.
Well, what are you talking about? What kind of work are you talking about?
We've been looking to do some mining. Oh, I better let one of my associates fill you in on the finer details of what we've got going on. But
you better make a bluff check is what you better do, Gnak.
Also, you better tell whoever you're about to hand the phone to, what?
Just plain hot potato.
Yeah.
All right,
bluff check, please.
This is gonna go great.
So that's a 17.
You foolish fool. He says, "Well, I don't know what you're trying to sell here, but I'm not buying it. Who is this? What do you want? How do you get this number?"
Settle down, Lurg, buddy. We're just looking for some information. You see, we're a friend of a friend.
And who's that?
Can I do a diplomacy check to see if I can calm him down?
Yeah, that's a good use for diplomacy.
So that's a 16 that I rolled plus 7. Mm-hmm. So that's what is that? 20. Wow. I can't do math right
23.
now. 23.
Pretty good. Yeah. So he settles down a bit. It's like, all right. Well, who gave you this this number? Who referred you? Who's our mutual friend?
Let me level with you.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for some information on a person named Kreel.
What, Durivor?
I believe you've got some other Kreels that have been in your employ lately.
Yeah, well, but I mean, Durivor is the one that lives here on the station. What do you need to know about Kreel?
He's dead, and we're trying to figure out why.
What?
Bum bum bum.
Durivor's dead? When did this happen?
Is it earlier today or last night?
That morning, yeah.
Not even 12 hours ago.
Lurgs disappears off screen, and you hear something being smashed in the background, rocks being cracked open, and the dwarf strained grunts. He comes back on and says, "Durivor Kreel was a good dwarf, an old asteroid skipper like me. he looked out for us folks out here in the diaspora and Akaton and those that were just trying to scrape by. What happened?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. He was gunned down in a firefight between two gangs here on the station.
Gangs? Oh, that's
what do you know about?
too bad.
What do you know about the gangs?
I mean, that's crazy. What they have to go and kill him for?
I look around to my compatriots to see if anybody has any questions they think that I should ask or information they think I should get.
I
Team
shrug.
I mean, you should tell them. Maybe you should ask him if he knows if the Downside Kings or Level 21 crew has ever had any involvement with astral connections before.
Here's the thought. Ask him if he hears anything else about this from anyone within his company, that he please contact us.
And I relay both sets of information.
Yeah, so I mean, he goes on and says, "Yeah, that's out of left field. He was, like I said, he was a good friend of us Hardscrabblers. We're the ones that put in the work. We're a union, a couple hundred privately owned ships and rigs and haulers, and he was an advocate for us. Was a good liaison there on the station. He helped us get some lawyers and go up against the big guys when disagreements came up. Man, Turivor."
Can 1 second?
Yeah,
Can you tell us something about these disagreements you've had with the big guys?
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't talk a lot about it. What's happened with the Drift Rock and astral extractions. All I can say is we got a ongoing court case, and there's a big boost to our morale. We got a high-profile arbiter that just stepped in to expedite our claims. Hopefully settle this thing in a matter of days instead of weeks.
Now, can I do another diplomacy check to see if I can butter him up for some more information?
Please do.
All right, you're going to do another diplomacy. So that's 17 plus 7.
Rolling rocks this week, Drew. Yeah, he says, "Look, I want to tell you more, but the lawyers, they've been sending me all this info, and they'd have my dwarven butt in an airlock. Suffice to say, we can take care of ourselves on this station. We've hired more than just lawyers to cover our butts on Absalom. Shame they couldn't save Kreel, though."
So you're doing more than lawyering up, huh? I know how it is. I've been around the game for a long time. Who you got working for you? Downside Kings, Level 21 crew.
I mean, I can get in trouble for telling you this, but yeah, we got boots on the ground in Absalom. We hired a Level 21 crew. Watch our backs down there. Ship of ours, the Creon, just came out of drift space carrying some kind of unknown asteroid, and those jerks at Astral Extractions think they can intimidate us out of our rights, our claim on the rock. And we don't bow down to no tough guys. If they want to start dropping bodies, we can play that game too. They think they can kill Kreel and get away with it? Not a chance.
So just one more thing. I know Kreel was a friend of yours, like family.
All us Hardscrabblers are.
Do me a favor.
Not by blood, but by profession.
By the blood spilled in the mines, I'm sure, too.
I'll drink to that tonight.
Just do me a favor. Keep that under your hat for a little bit. Keep that under your mining helmet. We don't want all of this information getting out too quickly, understand? We're in the middle of an investigation, and we'd like your assistance with that.
Mum's the word. If you guys are friends of Kreel, then you're friends of the Hardscrabblers. Anyway, I gotta get back to work here and start drinking. Thanks for letting me know. Take it easy.
Thank you for your time.
So, Hardscrabble hired Level 21 crew. So they must have been there because they knew Kreel's ship was coming in. Which means Downside Kings was probably hired by Astral Connections, or Astral Extractions,
yes,
to be there to intercept.
Do you remember who took the shot that downed Kreel?
I don't think anyone was able to tell, honestly, because it was so fast and each side
so
was shooting
furious
back and forth. So fast, so furioso.
The other interesting thing from that is that the asteroid that came out of drift space that we heard about on the news when we were in the waiting room at the Starfinder Society came from Hardscrabble. Basically, these two entities are fighting over rights to go after that asteroid.
But what's a Starfinder Society member doing getting in the middle and getting himself killed over it?
There must be something very bad on that asteroid.
Or something very interesting.
Agreed. I think we need to figure out if the Downside Kings were really hired by Astral Connections. And the other thing we might want to consider doing is...
Astral extractions, please, guys, you're killing me.
Let me try that again.
Dockside
Let me try.
Kings.
Hang on.
I keep getting Downside right, but it's
Did I say
Astral
Dockside? Did I say
Extractions.
Dockside Kings earlier?
Let me try that.
So.
All right, so where do you guys want to go right now?
Here is my idea. It is still daytime. Perhaps we could look into Astral Extractions and get an idea about their side of the story. Then I think we pay a visit to the gangs. Since we know the Hardscrabble Collective is already involved with the Level 21 crew, perhaps we go talk to them, and maybe they can give us more information about why they were all the way up in Docking Bay 94. And then we go to the Downside Kings.
So here's the problem is we can't just go to Astral Extractions and ask them questions. They're just going to either ignore us, lie to us, or reject us. I mean, they have no reason to talk to us. So I would say, while I think they might be the guilty party, going down and talking to the gang that was supposed to be protecting Kreel might be the best option, because that way we can at least see what happened, what went wrong, and if they might have an idea as to why the other gang might have been there, or if they saw who might have shot him.
Now, does Raimi really not want to see the face of what he thinks is the enemy before you get there? You don't want to check out Astral Extractions?
No, because I mean, he's definitely interested in them, but at the same time, he's got to be smart about it. He doesn't just want to kick the door in. This is not his first rodeo.
I agree with Raimi, especially if the Downside Kings are working for Astral Extractions. We don't want to play our hand too quickly with them and lose our ability to get information from some of the gang members that we can maybe get a little hands-on with, if you know what I'm saying.
Can Andis recall which side of the board he was murdering people on?
Andis was murdering the Level 21 crew, unfortunately.
I think Andis was attacking Downside Kings.
Oh, was he?
The right side. Yeah.
Was I murdering Level 21 crew?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, remember that teenager that we killed?
He had a Level 21 tattoo on him.
Yeah, so just want to throw out there that old Knack had the right people to shoot in the first fight again.
He's got those instincts.
So actually, Drew, you did attack someone to the west, and that was a little.
Yeah, but I missed, so that's an important distinction.
So everything is forgiven.
So it's okay.
So obviously, we hear Raimi. Raimi has a good idea. Knack believes in it. Edrass believes in it. We haven't heard from Belinda or Andis. What do you guys think?
Yeah, my feelings on the matter are that motivations are certainly important, but I feel like we need to start with the people who were actually there when the fight went down, which brings us to, I would think, the Level 21 crew. We already have an in with them.
I think that's almost everybody. That's a vote for Level 21.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's
head
down to Level 21.
Can we get the Law and Order sound effect to play right now?
Chung chung dung.
Okay, so you head down to the Spike. It's about an hour to get down there, and asking around, talking to people, you find a guy by the name of Gubbs. Is a sickly-looking human man, about 50 or so, outside of a bar. His hands have got trimmers, and he sticks them in his armpits whenever he walks, or they shake real bad. He's half into a bottle of intoxicants, but you've been told, Knack, that this is the guy to talk to get information on Level 21. So,
and you said his name was Gubbs?
Gubbs, Gubbs. You can, if you want to try and ply some information out of him, diplomacy, intimidate. These are all options at your fingertips, your tongue.
I like to fly the friendly skies. Let's try a diplomacy check first.
Gubbs.
So that is a 17, a 10 plus 7.
What do you say to him?
Gubbs, my friend, I hear you're in the know.
Yeah, I know all kinds of stuff. Just what is it you need to know? I know it.
Now, and when I'm saying this, I'm very obviously looking all around to make it look like I'm trying to watch my back.
Okay, got it.
Looking to get an in to a group called the Level 21 crew. What do you know?
Oh boy, I can't tell you that, man. You go looking for a fight and word gets back to me. I told him that I'm airlock faster and you can say space station vacation, which is what they call airlocking someone.
Is there any check that I can do to see if I have any other personal information on Gubbs, like a culture check or a perception check or anything like that?
Yeah, you could do culture, see if you've heard of this guy before. He's kind of a low-level dude. It's a little obscure. You really have not heard that much about him. You've heard of information brokers down in the Spike, but maybe not him by name.
Okay.
But he says, listen, the level 21 crew, it ain't that bad, is what you're thinking. They do some smuggling, some fencing, and grifting here or there. They got your gambling dens, your call service. But who among us hasn't dabbled in the dirty deeds done dust cheap, huh?
I think Edrass would step up and say, Gubbs, we're not looking to fight level 21 crew. We were in a fight that involved them, and we're just looking to ask some questions about a common enemy.
You did not hear this from me. I can't tell you, but there's a little place, and he mentions a few sections over on level 21. It says you go there and you go and it's called Mama Fats. You order the Acatonian egg salad sandwich, and they'll get word up the chain for a meetup. But you don't eat the sandwich. I don't know what's in it, but it's not eggs.
Can I roll a sense motive check to see if the information that he is giving us is the truth?
Yeah.
22.
So 22 on sense motive. Yeah, he does seem nervous about making them angry, the level 21 crew, but he seems to be telling you despite it.
Okay. But Edrass would kind of put a claw on the man's shoulder and is like, I promise we will not do anything to start any kind of violence or fight.
Yeah, the guy in charge of level 21, they keep it safe around here, and they put pressure on bum ward captains to keep the lights and the trash chutes working. Do a lot of bodyguard work. What's his name? It's a Ysoki named Jabaxa is their leader.
I would like to do a culture check to see if I know who Jabaxa is.
Yeah, it's a pretty uncommon Ysoki name, so you are, without even making a culture check, you are pretty sure that Gnak knows him. Maybe you've, if not met him before, that he's been running illegal organizations for years, off station or on station. But yeah, he's another underworld Ysoki such as yourself. So you have heard that name.
Could I make a medicine check to see what's wrong with Gubbs?
Yeah. Sweet Gubbs.
That's a natty one.
9 on
that. Wow. He's got those human organs that you've heard are not that great.
I as in parting, I look at him and I say, good luck with your fingers.
So you go down to the neighborhood that he mentioned, and you find kind of whereabouts he mentioned is there's a small store, like a bodega called Mama Fats in the Spike. So this area is overcrowded, in need of repairs. The air filtration always makes it smell like boiled meat and algae. The neighborhoods that you're walking through are pretty rough, pretty run down, but not really a slum. They're just on the lower echelon of the totem pole in this Absalom Station.
Is it a through cause of lack of upkeep? Is that kind of the issue?
Yeah, just about all of the levels of the Spike aren't. They're lower class, to be sure.
Okay, so this is sort of like a systemic lack of attention.
Yeah, and it's definitely, it's the lower income neighborhood, so they just don't have as much money coming into the area, and it's a little broke down. So a lot of dock workers live here and scavengers. The ship has actually a good deal of farmers and other service workers that help produce all the nutrient paste that everyone kind of eats. Right, so you see some markings and stuff around this area. Anyone that has culture can give me a culture check.
I will roll a culture check as well.
I think you should always do that. Natural one from Tyler, from Edrass.
Edrass does not know this part of
Absalom, which makes sense.
I love it. You're just such a stranger in a strange land here.
I know.
Your character's like, what are these humans all about?
Knack has rolled a 19 that I would also like to add 6 to, so that is a 25
Louise.
culture check.
Oh man, you're just killing these culture checks. So much of this game is culture checks.
And also a +5 if anything is an underworld.
Underworld. Yeah. So I mean, you blew this DC out of the water. You find some gang graffiti markings on the side of this building, and all the other street art around it has been constantly tagged over and over again. But this one building, it looks like it has level 21 turf kind of markings. And it has remained untouched, never tagged over. So this building looks to be the place. And there's a sign here on this building that you guys can see, hopefully on the map. Are we all on the map? There's a sign on this building that says Mama Fats.
All right. I think Edrass would go ahead and go on inside.
All right, Edrass, I'm gonna saddle up next to you. We'll
yes, I will. Once we get inside, I will make our way to the bar and order this Acatonian egg salad sandwich.
Let's not be too hasty. Let's get a feel for the room before we go and do anything too out of sorts. I just want to see who's there, who might pose a threat, who might be able to give us information. Get a real feel for things.
Alindra gathers the group and perhaps even telepathically tells everyone that if for any reason someone is unwilling to give us the information that we need or whatever, I can detect their thoughts. So keep that in your back pocket.
That is terrifying.
Alindra, I've got to be honest with you. I've got a lot of back pockets.
Oh boy.
All
right. So is everyone going inside?
Raimi is, but he's going to hang back and kind of just stick to the shadows and just kind of keep an eye on everything.
I'm going to follow closely behind Edrass because he can protect me.
Can you guys see the map right now?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be Edrass up front with Knack and Alindra close behind, and then Andis and Raimi kind of coming in behind.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I mean, go ahead and walk on inside.
All right, kind of going through the front door.
You guys walk inside this little bodega, Mama Fats, and you see some shelves, some different food and household items. Behind the counter is an older female halfling, and she's plump with age, has an e-cig dangling from her lips, and she's stocking some shelves. When you guys come in, and over her shoulder she shouts back, she says, "What do you want? We don't take station credits here, so get your nutrient piece somewhere else. Only good credits spend here."
I pull a cred stick out of my pocket and do one of those little like flip it between my fingers moves, and I say,
"Rebecca's turn to you, so this is all for you."
It's okay. It is. I don't mind. I was just thinking, and as I look around and do a quick perception check just to see what's going down, if I can see anything, I have rolled a 14 perception.
You notice that Andis is standing outside.
Andis and Raymond. No, you don't really. I mean, there's not much to see here. There's maybe a few more security cameras than you would think would need to be in a store like this. I mean, it's pretty run down. It's like a crummy corner store.
I've been thinking about home lately. One of the delights. Kind of wanted to order an Acatonian egg salad sandwich.
What are you talking about? That sounds gross. I don't know what you're talking about. Just look around. We might have something on the shelf.
I kind of had my heart set on it. I heard this was a place I could get one. Diplomacy check, if I can do that.
Yeah, sure.
4. So that
roll of
is
a 4.
But that's +7, so 11.
Okay, yeah. So she looks around and sees you with some other people, and she's like, "They cool."
They're cool.
She pretends to write something on a piece of paper, and she just like throws some squiggles out, and she says, "Come back tomorrow morning. I'll arrange a meetup." Can
I sense motive on this?
Yeah.
Ooh, low rolls. 7 plus, I believe 7. No,
yeah,
5. It's a 12.
She seems on the level. As you turn away, she grabs your little claw and she says, "Listen, I don't know what you're looking to find out, mister, but these are some bad men, do bad things. I'd hate to see nice upside folk like you get hurt down here in the spike. You sure you want this meetup?"
Not everybody that you think is from the upside is from the upside.
Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah. So she says she'll set up a meetup for tomorrow.
Okay, I think Edrass would kind of wander back outside and be like, "Andis, why didn't you come inside?"
I need to watch the door.
Oh, did you see anything?
Well, no.
Why don't you guys make a perception check and
Well,
I'll tell you what you see.
All right. Take it easy. Keep your pants on.
Edrass rolled a 18.
An 18 for Edrass and 18 for Andis. Ramey's out there quietly, so I need you guys rolled over 15. See coming from the shadows down the street a couple of figures, 2 groups of 2 men walking from either side. Oh, I see everyone lining up here. You go back to the counter, you. None of these sneaky moves.
For those of you listening, Gnak just tried to sneak one over on the GM by moving a great distance.
Hold on. So I didn't want to interrupt, but Alindra follows Edrass because he's big.
Didn't happen. Did not happen. You didn't say it before.
Be polite, okay?
I love this game so much. How dare you be polite? Yeah, so you see a couple of thug-looking guys, pretty beat up, broken noses, split lips, and they are wearing Strong Absalom Movement shirts and openly carrying some weapons.
Like lethal weapons or non-lethal weapons?
Lethal weapons.
No, they're kitty cats. They're carrying armed kitty cats.
I'm just trying to see, like,
There's
as long as they ain't as Brother Ali would say it, as long as they ain't pulling a gun, I'd rather take a butt whooping than run.
and as Danny Glover would say, I'm getting too old for this flea.
That's right. Look, I forgot our curse word for butts.
I think you could say butts. I think butts is okay.
Okay.
Butts not okay. Butts is out.
Well,
so they saunter up to you and say, "Look who we got here. If it isn't the flea-meeting scum that got us thrown in ASC jail the other night. Looks like that XL we paid was worth the creds."
You really think you can't even beat me in a fist fight? You think you can beat me in a real fight? It's better you get thrown in jail than killed and left here in the ground.
And I'm gonna roll an intimidate on this. Oh God! Natural 1 on an intimidate roll. Come on! God!
This from the guy in the $500 suit. Come on!
Have you only rolled 3 natural ones tonight, Tyler? What's wrong with you?
I've rolled 3 natural ones in a row. It's been really nice. Let's see. My intimidate score.
It don't matter. That one ain't gonna do it.
But Tyler's golf game though is on point.
Yes.
They look at you and laugh, and they've got their weapons kind of ready. They're not aimed at you, and one of them kind of steps forward and says, "Drop your weapons and kick them to us, or things are going to get messy."
Edrass would just draw his weapon and charge one of them.
Ramey, have a good line. Ramey, have a good line.
I mean, Ramey doesn't really see anything. He's not paying attention. He rolled a freaking 8.
Jesus Christ, they're talking right to you, Miles. They're 10 feet away.
I think you see them once they're like interacting with you.
Are you looking at the right map?
Ramey is so
We're having a
anti-establishment,
conversation.
he doesn't even care.
Oh, all right, we rolled the initiative earlier, so you guys didn't have to wait through it. At the top of the order, believe it or not, is Ramey. 16. Followed by...
This is a self-imposed surprise round.
So just to set the scene, you're outside the store. 3 of you are, Andis, Edrass, and Ramey, and these 4 Strong Absalom Movement guys come up. So Ramey, your first act, and then is going to be Alindra, then Gnak, both of them still inside the store, not far away, but still inside. Edrass is next, and then Andis. The roll for our Strong Absalom Movement. Ramey, you're first.
All right. I think so. There's 2 guys to his left and 1 guy to his.
Yep,
right.
they did like a little pincer move walking up and down the street on either side of you guys.
I see 4 guys.
Oh, yeah, sorry, the turnover was in my way. So there was 1 guy kind of diagonal to Ramey's right. It's closer. He's gonna take out his laser rifle and just pop a shot at him. I'm going to fire my Raimi's laser rifle at the guy closest to my right.
Okay, what have you got?
11.
That is against their EAC is going to be a miss. Okay, let's see who we got next in the turn order. Alindra.
All right, Alindra is going
Your
to
laser fire outside.
Yeah, so she is going to go ahead and get 1 point in photon attunement.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to go right toward the door. And can I double move since I can't hit anything from here?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over to the east side where there are two dudes here. And trying to decide exactly where I want to go. I'm just going to go right here.
Oh, boy.
Next to the two guys, so...
Yeah, so you go right up and two of them.
You learned something new about your photon attunement, didn't you?
I did, and thank you so much to Simon for making my character even more awesome, because I found out that I do not have to have full attunement to get my bonus, but just a single point in photon attunement gets me +1 to damage rolls. So thank you, Simon.
There's attuned and then full attunement.
Right.
And yeah, you are going towards photon. Great, that is your turn. Next is they are gonna go, and we're gonna have this one closest to Andis is gonna pull. He's got a pistol, fire at you. What is your EAC?
Wait, they're gonna go. It's not my turn.
That is correct. That's why I said it.
That's 12.
Yes. 12 on EAC is going to be a hit. 3 points of damage. Okay. It's a laser rifle. Splashes up against you. Let's see here. This one is going to fire at Edrass. One that fired at. A 19, that is a hit. This guy has it seems to be the leader, has a full-on laser rifle. So 5 points of damage from that. Let's see, one of them that you ran up to, Alindra, is going to take a guarded step back, and he pulls his pistol on you for 4 points of damage, and the other is going to take out his... They've got like a club, like a baton, and it's going to try and hit you with it. What is your KAC?
KAC is 12.
That is just a miss. 11. Okay, so that was their turn. The rest of the order, Knak, your turn.
Is the door to the bodega open or closed?
It's open right now because Alindra just ran through it. It's like an automated door.
Okay. So, but I can't see everything. I can only just kind of see what's in front of the door.
Yeah, you can't shoot anyone from, I think, where you're at, if that's what you're asking. Is that what you're asking?
Yes. Or just so like I have moved right in front of the door. Mm-hmm. Assuming
you can see this guy who has got a laser rifle.
All right. I kind of shrug and I go, all right, let's get him. And I cast. I use my get him ability onto this chump.
Cast get him on him.
Yeah.
Weave the spell. Get him.
So everybody gets a +1 bonus on that guy until the next turn.
Okay,
Edrass. Ooh, man, good time for Edrass to go.
Yeah, except so what I'm just thinking about it. So there's the two guys on kind of to our right, and there's two to the left. Alindra's going up to the guys to our left. I'm thinking about joining up with her. I could get to the guy.
Whoa. Alindra telepathically says to Edrass, you might want to stay away for a while.
Okay, so maybe so I said like you see Alindra starts seeing Edrass like move in, and then she kind of telepathically says that to him, so he's gonna trust her and just
like
move.
I'm ready to burn some fools to the ground.
Yeah, just move straight.
Don't mess this up for me, Edrass.
So I'll move straight into melee range on the Strong Absalom Movement member that Knak used his Get 'em ability on.
Awesome. And roll me that attack roll.
Yeah, I will attack with the Doshko. That is a 15
hit.
On the die, so that's a 21 altogether.
Oh, such a hit.
And 10 damage.
Ooh, boy. Let's see. These guys, they're pretty tough. This one is still standing, though. He takes a devastating wound to his chest on that Doshko. we are on to Andis. Last in turn order. First
All right.
cards.
So, can I recognize any of these guys as the person who put me in a headlock in episode 0?
It doesn't seem like he is there. Yeah, he made it out of the fight, I guess, unscathed. But you see the weak-chinned guy who was throwing insults and a couple others. Most of these dudes are human.
Point me to the weak-chinned guy.
Right over here. Just to your left.
Perfect.
To your right.
So I'm going to. So here's the deal. I have to make a choice. Either I'm going to track him, or I'm going to use a move action to like pull out my laser rifle. You know what? I think I'm just going to move to this guy, and then swift action. I click a baton out of my wrist, and
Wrist baton. Hashtag wrist baton.
And then I
Attack him. Thwonk.
that's a natural 1.
Well, that was natural 1 for damage. You rolled a 5 on the d20.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry.
And but that is going to be a miss against his KAC. We're back to the top of the turn order with a Raimi.
All right.
Gah!
Oh, Raimi, what were you trying to do here? You gotta tell us beforehand.
I said I was firing my laser rifle
At who?
at the same guy.
Oh, the one that Edrass is now fighting. So a natural 1. Did I tell you, Miles? You're my favorite player this game.
So
This campaign, I'm rolling so poorly.
So really briefly, do we want to talk about the rules? Aren't any different for shooting into combat in Pathfinder or Starfinder, right?
They're basically the same. It's shooting into combat is different. There's no longer a massive negative for shooting into combat, which is something that was in Pathfinder. But shooting through friendly or unfriendly people provides soft cover, which cover comes into a lot in this very ranged combat game. Let's speed along here. Alindra's turn.
All right, so I'm
Go
gonna move.
Alindra.
I'm gonna move to the east, just a bit. I get another point in my photon attunement, and I'm going to hit this guy to the south of me.
Go right
So I
ahead.
rolled a 17 plus 4, so that's a 21.
That is a hit, of course.
Awesome.
Nice.
And that does 4 damage.
So
Oh, I actually get an additional 1 damage because of my photon attunement, so I guess it'd be 5 damage.
can't forget that. Yeah. Okay, so this one is going to try and hit you again with his stick, and he does, I believe. Yeah, he does.
I'm sorry, he's gonna hit me with what?
His stick. He's got a stick.
Stick. His
He's got a big old
stick.
He's got a big old stick.
Stick.
For, oh boy, only 3 points of damage. Lame. Minimum damage. This other one is going to step back. This is the one that you just cut up, right?
Yeah.
He's going to try and take another pot shot with his pistol and hits for 2 damage. It draws this one. This guy nearly dead is gonna step back, and he brings his rifle up to his shoulder and tries to deadeye you. Natural 2. Between. It hits Mama Fats behind you. Oh, that doesn't bode well for him. You can take an attack of opportunity, Andis, because this guy is going to try and pull away and do a range attack on you. He's got his pistol.
Ooh, that's a 13 to kinetic armor class.
That is a hit.
All right, I do 3
Nice.
points of damage.
Okay.
Go,
and-
Andis.
I whack him right in the thigh. Say
No. What is your EAC? Because he's shooting at you.
my EAC is 12.
Okay, so I've rolled a 12. That is a hit, and you take 4 points of damage. And we are on to Knack. Knack, your turn.
All right, I am going to step through the door just so I can see everybody.
Oh yeah, you got full view now.
Let's see, my get 'em has expired, but I think I do want to try to just shoot this dude.
Okay, yeah, he's looking pretty weak right now, so you can probably...
I would like to shoot him with my laser pistol. So I rolled a 14 to hit.
That is a hit. 3 points of damage. He goes down. Okay, and Edrass, the guy that you were trying to take out, Gnak Killsteel once again.
Edrass will turn around and be like, "Great shot, Gnak!" And then he will move in. I want to move in on this weak-chinned son of a gun, so I'm going to move in right here, and I'm actually going to try something a little different. I'm going to try and sunder his rifle.
He's got a pistol.
Oh, I thought he had the big rifle.
Nope, that guy just died.
Oh, that was that guy. Oh, that's even better then. So no, I'm just going to straight up attack this guy then. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not gonna go well for this dude.
Yeah, probably not. So big Doshko attack.
Hit.
Another 15.
Yep, their armor is not that
on
great.
The die damage. Let's see. Ooh, not so good on damage. Only 8 damage.
So he's still up. But he's not doing too well. He's got 2 of you guys with melee weapons. I don't know. Andis was all about the melee life.
Yeah, I like it.
Speaking of Andis 147, it's your turn right now.
All right, Andis is going to take a quick guarded step over to his right. He is going to use his tracking ability to mark this guy and take a whack at him.
Is that a move action or a standard action?
It's a move action to track, but it does not matter because I rolled a 5. So,
well, just real quick, you cannot move and do that action and attack because guard step is a move action.
Oh, is guard and step a move action now?
Oh yeah, no, it is not.
Okay.
There are no free 5-foot steps, no mo in Starfinder.
Then I will not move. I will.
That's fine.
Stand right there, and I will continue to miss my attack.
And
so,
yeah.
Oh, I was just going to ask a really quick clarifying question. Andis, that targeting software in your little Android brain, that works for long-ranged attacks and melee attacks?
It does indeed. Anything that I'm proficient with.
That is pretty awesome.
And it gives you long arm proficiency. Is that correct?
Yeah, right. And which is why I need to be like targeting somebody if I'm going to use my long arm on it. Yeah.
We're back to the top of the order with Rami. Rami, your turn.
So Rami's going to swing around and aim at the guy that Alindra is facing.
The one she just attacked. Go right ahead. What do you want to do?
Fire my laser rifle.
Trusty laser rifle. A natural 5 on the dice. That is a miss. Patwang. This one goes off way down the street. It's a trash compactor. Alindra!
No! Was that Gnak's trash compactor?
It might have been.
I was gonna use that!
Alright, guys, I have really good news.
Oh, no.
Alindra is fully attuned to Photon. Also all alone with these 2 thugs. So
what did I do?
it is time for Supernova.
When you are fully attuned, standard action, and what? How much damage is this?
Okay, so I've never done this before, so we'll have to walk through this, but it's 1d6 fire plus 1d6 fire to all enemies in 20 feet. Or all creatures in 20 feet.
Oh no, I think it's 10 feet right now, but that's still both these guys. Wow. Okay, they get a reflex save, which is not good.
So, wait, does that hurt you?
No.
Okay, so the one behind you actually does a pretty good reflex save. He jumps out of the way. He's going to take half damage. The one that you've been beaten on, though, is taking the full damage. Go ahead and roll that damage. 2d6.
So there's a d6. I got a 3.
3 fire damage.
And then a 6.
Okay,
Nice.
so this guy in front of you just drops down as this massive wave of fiery photons blast into him. The guy in the back takes half of this, so he's still pretty hurt too. But yeah, that guy in front of you is down for the count. Great, so we have, oh boy, there's not that many left. This one behind you, Andis, is going to take a guarded step and try and shoot you again. He hits you, but you can make an attack of opportunity.
I will. Damn it. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry, that's a 19.
That is a hit.
Yeah, only 1 point of damage.
Ooh, yeah, it isn't enough to stop him. He does 1 damage as well. It's like a low scoring game of golf here.
It's a Three Stooges slapping on the back of the head fight.
He tickled you with the laser pistol. This guy behind you, Alindra, is going to fire his pistol.
EAC is 11.
I rolled an 11. Yay for me. 1 more point of damage. Boo for me.
I'm loving these damage rolls.
God, yeah. Gnak, your turn. You got two guys up still.
Look at this chump standing over here. Let's get him.
Okay, so the guy to the side here near Alindra.
Yes, and to clarify, the +1 is to attack rolls, not hit rolls, if that makes a difference.
Wait, those are the same thing.
Yeah,
no,
2 hit.
not damage rolls.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's my...
Oh, you got a standard action, so what do you want to do?
I'm going to shoot him with my laser pistol.
Nice.
Which I hit. A 21 to hit.
1 point of damage as well. We're
1
tickling
point of
each other,
damage.
folks.
I love it. I love it.
I shot him in
Guys,
the
we should
toe.
really return all these like feather guns.
Go ahead, Edrass. Your turn.
Edrass will just take a guarded step up to close the gap, and this guy is now almost pinned between Andis and I. Probably does not bode well for him, but another big Doshko swing from the lizard.
Hit.
That's a 18.
Man. Wow, so many. That Doshko is doing some work. All right, what we got for damage?
Hopefully not a 1. That's better.
Oh.
How about an 11?
His head goes away. His head.
Ha
11 damage. Yeah, so that was like as much damage as he had already taken at that point. Dead. Andis, the blood sprays all over you as
gross.
as the lizard drops him in front of you. What do you want to do?
Unfazed, Andis turns to the remaining enemy, tracks him as the move action, and then fires his laser rifle.
Wait. So, didn't you have your baton out?
Oh, that's a good point.
You can just drop it.
Yes, I could drop it, but it would take another move action to pull out my laser rifle. But I track him, and I pull out my laser rifle.
Yeah. All right, so a 9 isn't going to do it, even with get him.
I don't think he can shoot. I think he can only
Right.
track
Yeah,
him.
I couldn't make the shot because I had to take 2 move actions.
Jesus Christ, we did that wrong twice in a row.
We're great. We're so perfect. Okay.
This show is part educational, and I embrace it.
Raimi, your turn. You can end this. This
End
guy
it.
is the only one standing. Definitely should probably hit him though with something.
All right, so I'm gonna fire my laser rifle.
20!
Hey,
Nice.
how about that?
Oh gosh, thank you. It's a 17 on the dice. What's that total?
20.
That's a hit, believe it or not.
Technically 21. Just throwing that out there.
Let's
So we
I'm
almost
do
did
some
about
damage.
So it's D8.
Come on, max damage.
your tickle rifle. Oh God!
This guy's feeling pretty good about his chances right now. Everyone. Oh boy, Alindra.
All right, I'm gonna waltz right up to this guy, and I am going to pull out my solar weapon. Oh, also I'm gonna go to photon attunement.
I don't want to jinx yourself or myself, but no one's rolled a 20 in combat yet. It's about time.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right.
Thanks for
There we go.
jinxing it.
Oh, I rolled a 10 plus 4, so that's only a 14.
It's a
A 14 is still a hit on these guys. 15 is still a hit on these
15.
guys. KAC. It's 15. We got it. 15.
All right.
9
And
points damage.
that's actually a 10 because I get the damage bonus from photon.
And
Beyond max damage. Nice.
he drops down as well, and we are out of combat.
Woohoo!
I know Edrass would be immediately kind of come over to this guy who appeared to be the ringleader and kind of grab his rifle and just kind of look around and just say, "If nobody else wants this, I'll be taking it."
He holds on to it. He's still got a little bit of life and he's trying to say something to you, Edrass.
Andis comes over. Andis comes over and makes a medicine check. He's gonna try to stabilize him real quick.
Yeah. So go ahead and do that. You're so far away from me.
Sorry about that. That's gonna be a 23 on the.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's bleeding out from the most massive Doshko wound and a Gnak Sizrack laser hole through his chest. But he is trying to whisper something to you, Andis. Do you want to hear what it is?
I want to hear it. I'm making a perception roll. It's a 20 on perception.
He whispers in your ear. To be continued. I was pretty sure you knew I was going with that one.
No, I actually didn't. I actually thought this was going to be important.
Yeah, I only knew that in the last second. Right before you said it, I was just like, he's not going to do this to me. He's not going to do me like this.
It's going to be so many dying enemies. They're going to be
dude,
like,
no,
wait,
okay.
please, I must tell you where the gold is buried. It's buried.
Episode 6, first thing that's going to happen, Edrass is going to coup de grace this guy.
Okay, that's all the time we've got on Cosmic Crit.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thank you, everyone, for being here, and we'll see you next week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Oh,
Edrass
stop
out.
my joke.
Hi everyone, Patrick here doing a quick introduction. On this week's Crit Bits, I present to you our vocal warm-ups that we recorded right before we started playing episode 1 a few weeks ago. Tyler's idea here was to talk to everyone in character so they would feel relaxed and ready to play. We kind of diverge into a few tangents, but it's a fun listen, so here it is. Take it away, Tyler.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
This is what we'd call on a
That's
DVD
alive.
a special feature. These are vocal warm-ups before
There's
our
nothing
very
special about
first.
this feature.
Oofa doofa.
Tyler, take us away. Or should I say, Edrass?
Thank you. Yeah, so basically the idea here is to do character voice warm-ups. I'll just be asking you some generic questions, and you'll respond in character as if Edrass was maybe talking to you. So why don't I start with eeny meeny? I'll start with Gnak.
I like this Edrass voice, but just all I can think of is Tyler with like a dad mustache and like 20 more years. Go to your room.
All
This is
right,
what I do like after a few
So
beers.
I've got this Ysoki, this rat folk in front of me. Tell us your name.
My name is Gnak Sizrack.
And Gnak Sizrack, where are you from?
I was born on a little planet called Akaton. Yes, lovely Akaton. Red world, beautiful world. When you can find something to eat.
Yeah, I bet. It must have been difficult, especially for Ysoki. You usually have large families. Did you have a large family?
Well, I had a brother, a sister, a cousin, another brother, another sister, 2 sisters, 3 more
What
brothers.
are all their names and ages? Go.
We could talk about this for hours, but I
We
think
don't
you've
have-
got
we
more
don't-
important things to talk to me about.
Don't listen to the omnipotent presence in the room.
You know, you should.
And how old are you?
That's a great question. You know, age is an interesting concept when it comes to interplanetary travel. You've got all sorts of on-planet ages. You've got one planet its year lasts 6 years. You got another planet its year lasts 100 years. You got a one planet whose year lasts half a year. But what's a year to begin with? That's the question I have for you.
All right, then go by Absalom Station reckoning.
That's not really important. You've got all my documentation in front of me. You don't really need it.
Oh, that's fine. What weapon do you prefer in combat?
You know, that's a good question. See, the most important weapon, it might be a knife on your side. It might be a pistol or a rifle or something like that. But you know that the most important part of anyone's arsenal is right up here in their mind. You see, with the mind,
Are
you
you
can do
tapping
anything.
your head right now?
I did it pick up on the microphone? Because I hope it did.
You really got to Wang Chung yourself in the temple. Hold on, let me do it. Let me example. Oh God!
Like this.
Okay. What if I did? All right, let me
the bone.
let me take it again. Let me take it again.
Oh no! Don't do it.
But the most important.
Oh God! gosh.
Right up here. Did that work? Is that too loud?
All right.
That's
We
too loud.
need
That reads. That reads.
We need to move on to
All
another
right.
character because this is
All right.
a ton faster.
Eeny, meeny, miny. I've got in front of me, let's see, an android mechanic from Absalom Station. What's your name?
Greetings. Andis has arrived.
Andis, huh? And what version are you, Andis?
Designate 147.
Andis, where were you originally built?
That is a fabulous question. One that I would dearly like to know the answer to, but alas, I do not.
Sounds like there's a really interesting backstory there.
Ending
Oh,
the sentence
is.
with a proposition. I don't think he's an android at all. He's human. He's like all of us.
Oh God!
We found you out.
Andis, I see you've been working at Absalom as a mechanic. How long have you been working as a mechanic?
Oh, I expect at this point it's been about 14 years here on Absalom.
Are
meet
you
all
self-taught?
sorts of-
Are you self-taught, or did you learn from a master?
Indeed. How do I say? Yes, self-taught. Let's go.
Good. I admire someone who is willing to pick up the tools and figure things out for themselves. And how long have you been in Absalom Station, or were you stationed somewhere else besides here in Absalom?
Yes, I'm a recent arrival to Absalom, relatively speaking, and so I suppose you could say I was stationed somewhere.
Cool.
I'd prefer not to talk about that.
Oh, that's fine. I don't want to get too personal here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anytime. And what are your combat expertise?
Andis is well versed in many types of combat. Me.
Well,
That's a very. That's a very.
Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
That's very.
Wouldn't you like
Miles,
to
you did so.
You just said that you don't want to get into personal things, and now you're asking me to fuck you.
I'm just saying.
I
I'm
got-
sorry
like
I
the-
had to.
I'm just saying I like the way that your bone horns come off of that head.
Time to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Andis. I see a human technomancer. What's your name?
It's Raimi.
Raimi. And Raimi, what planet are you originally from?
Don't need to know that.
All right, silent type.
Not silent, just need to know basis, man. You know this. We've worked together. Come on.
Well, okay, need to know basis.
I don't think Miles remembers.
No, I do know, but like his whole
I don't know
thing
where
is
from.
that people don't know where he's from.
That's fine. Then out of character, tell us where your character's
Oh,
from.
versus.
Versus.
I would say
Scrub it
Verses.
from my
Is it verses or versus?
I would say Verses.
Yeah, Versi.
Okay,
Right.
that's fine.
Verses, yeah.
Verses is fine.
Yeah.
I don't give a
Cool.
Verses.
Rami, what are some of your
Raimi.
favorite hobbies? Raimi, damn it. I've
Like
been
the
pronouncing it
director.
the entire time. Yep, Raimi. Raimi, what are some of your favorite hobbies?
I like collecting music from different cultures.
Any culture in particular that you're enjoying right now?
Yeah. The Lashunta have a really cool like folk punk fusion that I'm getting into.
What's it called?
Mumford and Sons.
I hate them so much.
Andis, your interview is over. Get out of here.
Hashtag
Sorry,
Space
sorry.
Final.
What about you, buddy? How are you doing?
I was doing great before Mumford and Sons.
And what part of the Vesk Empire are you from?
I was born on Vesk Prime, but I was stationed out at Vesk 8 when I was deployed in the military.
You know, say what you will about the Vesk. They really know how to name a planet.
Yeah, all the planets used to have very individual names before we subjugated them and named them on a number system based on how far they were from our sun.
That sounds kind of boring. I mean, I love you, dude. You're great, but I gotta say,
Well.
your people could use a little spice.
Well, I'm not going to disagree. We do take a -2 to intelligence, so it's very hard for us to come up with things.
Gotcha. Well, it's good to see you
Yeah.
again, buddy.
Good to see you too, Rami. Let's see,
Rami.
who do we Rami. God, I'm gonna mispronounce
Raimi,
it.
like Raimi Malek from Mr. Robot.
Rami.
Like a Ted,
Raimi.
like Ted,
Raimi.
Ra-
Ted Raimi.
Ted Raimi, Ted Raimi
Raimi.
from Sequest DSV fame.
Raimi.
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 It's just, it's hard because I took
Raimi.
Japanese, and so when I see RA, it's Ra. And
No,
so
just think
Raimi.
do re mi.
Yeah.
R-A-Y-M-E.
Raimi.
Raimi.
All right.
Raimi.
Speaking of, I have a Lashunta Solarian here. What's your name?
Alendra.
Alindra. Nice to meet you. And Alindra, I take it you're from Lashunta. Or what's the planet? What's the name of the planet? What's the
Well,
name of the planet?
Castrovel?
-2 to intellect, y'all.
You're from Lashunta 1, yes?
Are you from Human 1? As well?
Stop
Raimi.
making fun of the giant lizard.
Oh, we shouldn't have this much fun when we're not going to put this Exactly.
All right.
So, Lashunton, what planet are you from? Damn it!
Well, that's kind of a difficult question. I was raised on Castrovel, yes.
Ah, so you were raised on Gastrovel. Did you move to a different planet early in your life?
Yes, I was born on an alien planet. My parents
Ah.
don't really like to speak of that time, though. It was difficult.
All right, we won't push too far here, but sounds like an interesting backstory as well. And I hear you have a special solar weapon, right?
I do. It is composed of stellar energy that I call forth, and I have a cute little moat that follows me around. It's wonderful.
And
Modi.
let's see. Do you have any hobbies that you,
I think I had
your
Modi's
hobbies and
last
interests
album.
that you have?
I'm sorry, I
That's a
didn't
great
hear the
album.
question.
Because we're being rude.
Did you like Modi's last album? That was the question.
I'm not going
No,
to answer that.
No,
I'm a
what
fan
kind of
Lashunta Mumford and Sons.
what are some of your hobbies or interests?
Mostly I like looking at the stars. I know that sounds really nerdy, but that's what I've always loved to do.
Oh, that's makes total sense. That when I was stationed on Vesk 8, it was very boring, and I often had wished that I was stationed out into the Galarian system actually, instead of being part of the Veskarium. So I know that I understand that quite a bit.
I think it's really inspiring to think about what might be out there, and I'm really hoping to see what might be beyond the horizon, if you know what I mean.
There is a lot of vast space. So if you are interested in the beyond, I want to. Are you religious at all? Do you have any gods that you worship?
Not particularly, but I am curious about spirituality.
What the frell kind of questions are these?
It's kind of a personal question, to be honest.
They're just warm-up questions.
Chill that out, everybody.
I mean, what is this, the Pronking Inquisition? Get out of here.
So excited. Cannot wait. You guys feel loose? You feel loosey-goosey? Feeling good? Okay, so that's it for this week's Crit Bit. In our coming extra bits, we will have some character discussions, some interviews, and in-depth looks at the rules of Starfinder. You've been listening to Cosmic Crit, a Starfinder role-playing game actual play podcast. If you like what you hear and want to know more, find us online at cosmiccrit.com, where you can see our character sheets, read their backstories, and check out all of our art. Follow us online at Cosmic Crit on the Twitter and the Instagram, or send us an email, a question, a comment, or a critique at cosmiccrit@gmail.com. Our theme music is Epic Song by the band Alpha Brutal. You can find them online at alphabrutal.bandcamp.com. Thanks for listening, and until next time, may all your crits be cosmic crits.